What's up, guys? I'm Nick, and this is Build Dad Build, a place where we firmly believe that you should always carry protection. That's right, guys. You should always carry protection from your laser in the shop. Today, we're going to be reviewing this enclosure from xTool. So I thought the Sculpt Fun enclosure was easy to put together. This thing is a piece of cake. Oh, give me the cake. Oh, and that's just laser on laser violence. So the instructions are really good with this. Normally I wouldn't even show you how to put it together because it's so easy, but I think you have to see how easy it is to understand just how easy it is. So we're gonna go real time on this for the most part. If it gets a little boring, I will condense it a little bit. But the thing that takes the longest, I would say, is installing the fan that comes with it. This guy right here, and the only reason it takes a minute is because you gotta screw it in from the back and you just gotta align the holes with the housing. And you wanna make sure it's venting the right way. Normally that means the label is out, but I would plug it in just to make sure and make sure it's blowing out of the enclosure. So right side of the enclosure has the fan and the pass-throughs for the cabling on it. This is all Velcro. So this is just gonna Velcro to this. Grab the other side, which is cool because it has this little strip here that you can just like stick tools and stuff in. I tend to have my Allen wrenches for this thing out all the time because I'm always working on something. Side Velcros onto the back. Bring it around. It's pretty tight on there, you gotta love it. It just sticks on. Hoo! Just kidding, you gotta kind of align it. Front, chugga 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 chugga. And then the top just has these 3 flaps on it that go to the outside. Put those on here, attach this to the back. These 2 sides, you're gonna lift it open and you're gonna attach these 2 straps inside the enclosure. That's it, video's over. Peace. I am kidding, but let's talk a little bit about this first. Okay, so the fact that it's made for the xTool means that it fits really good on there. I like the fact that it's Velcro. It's pretty stout. It's less like the tent of the Sculpt Fun. The window on top is a little easier to look in. Check this out. So as you can see, we can see right through there. We can see the laser head, all that stuff. It is tall enough. I know people have been asking about this. It is tall enough to put the legs on the bottom and run something on the rotary in here. I like that when you open it, it stays open like that. And it comes with a fan, which I know you could argue that either way, but that's one less thing that I gotta buy on top of the thing that I'm buying. So the fact that it comes with a fan, I love it. It also comes with about this much venting tubing and a couple of quick releases to attach to the unit and to your vent outside. I still don't have a way to vent outside yet. So to test it, we're just gonna look at how much smoke comes out the end of this. But Nick, aren't you gonna torture test this one like you did the other one? Absolutely. First, we wanna see if it's flame resistant. If you don't remember, in the Sculpt Fun video, I took all sorts of torches to that thing and was really impressed at how much it didn't melt or burn at all. Now we know that it's already gonna stand up to like a Bic light or whatever. You've probably seen the videos. So, got a little torchy torch. Woo! Guess I should probably be doing this on the other side, right? So that was the exterior. Let's try the interior. All right, definitely not holding up as well as the Sculpt Fun, but it's not burning through. It's just melting that stuff. It's Senior Puff Puff a shot. I know I said it wasn't holding up as well as the Sculpt Fun one was, but actually it is. There is a middle layer in here. So this is kind of like your pretty layer, and I would say pretty layer. There is a middle layer in there that is untouched. It was a little hot earlier, but it's, you know, for the amount of heat we just put on there, it is still kind of maintaining its integrity. I would say it passes the flame resistant test. Got these nice little windows here so you can adjust if you want to put the legs on. Plug that guy in. Also power. There's this nice little pass-through here for your air assist too. We're not gonna hook the air assist up now because we wanna make smoke. Okay, so before we didn't have a fan, so I just kind of let the smoke fill up in there and then we cracked it to let it come out. But we do have a fan in this one, so we wanna see how the exhaust works. I don't have a great way to do that. So here's my idea. I've jammed a shop rag or one of my old t-shirts into this end of the venting tube. So my thought is this. We run the engrave, we let the whole chamber fill up with smoke, don't turn the fan on, and then once it's done, we'll pull that out, turn the fan on, and see it blow out. What do you think? It seems good to me. Close ink. So there it goes, and I was curious about this too, how well you could see through this. The one on the Skull Fun it is kind of a little bit more wrinkly than this is, so you can see through this pretty decent. I'm not positive, but I don't think you could have a camera set up inside this with this enclosure. I think you'd have to have the camera set up outside. And as usual, while that thing is running, I just want to say thanks to everybody for sticking around to this point in the video. If you like these kind of videos and want to see more of them, hit that like button. If you have not subscribed, please, 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 please consider subscribing. I'm very close to 100,000 subs, and that would be awesome if you were 100,000. I also have the new infrared module from xTool. As you can see, it's still in the wrapper. I haven't even had a chance to take it out of the box yet, but there will be a review coming soon on this guy. And if you don't follow me on any social media, then you haven't heard anything about this guy yet. But I have partnered with AP Laser to bring you gigantic lasery goodness. More to come on that soon. Giant lasers. And as always, an extra special thanks goes to my patrons. These guys right here keep the boat afloat. They're the reason that we can get the big lasers in the shop and allow me to show you what they can do. And a warm, sloppy reach around goes to my top tier or Boilermaker patrons. Stephen Mann, Eric Weiss, Chuck Faulkner, Derek Coates, Andy the Viking, Todd Stewart, Paul Christensen, Jason Ayers, Reed Means, Cody, the Adirondack One Guy, Tina, and our newest Boilermaker, check this out, Derek Steele. Guy's gotta be in porn, right? Welcome, Derek, and thank you all. Cheers. Don't really drink this, kids. Ow, it's getting hot in here. Not really, it's getting smoky though. And I'll tell you why. I kind of messed up. As much as I hung the proverbial sock on the proverbial doorknob, I forgot that there is a vent over here. So smoke is escaping out the vent here. So hopefully we will see some smoke spillage when this thing's done, because if you can see, there's a little bit of smoke drifting out of here right now. I don't know if you can see it. Okay, so we're about that done. Let's skin this smoke wagon.
Skin that smoke wagon and see what happens.
Nah. All right, fan is on. And you can't see that at all, can you? Ah, not even in frame. Shit, it's blowing smoke out. Can you see it? Okay, so that's a horrible visual. I don't know how I could have done that better. Well, I could have had it in frame when it blew all the smoke out, but it is definitely blowing smoke out. It definitely smells like burnt walnut in here now. Let's pop this. So it's a little smoky in there still, but definitely, I mean, like I said, a little bit is drifting out of this, but it's holding it in. It's not really, I had the top wasn't quite pushed all the way down. It was leaking a little bit out here, but that seems to have taken care of that now. It's definitely doing its thing. I feel like I'm in Tony's helmet thingy. If you don't know, I mean, you can look it up, but if you know, you know. So my thoughts, I think it's a solid unit. One of the reasons I love xTool stuff so much is not only is it functional, but it looks good. And I just like the way this looks better than this. If money is an issue, you're going to get the same sort of fire protection out of both of these units. And the Sculpt Fun one is a little cheaper. It's about $100 usually. I would say it's a little bit cheaper made as well. Just the quality is a little less, but they will kind of perform the same operation for you. So the Sculpt Fun one usually runs about $100. The xTool one runs about $179. I would say you've got a little bit better parts in there. You have the fan as well as the venting pipe. Now all that doesn't add up to the difference, but like for me, like I like a little bit of style with my stuff, and I would much rather have this sitting in the shop and looking like this than that guy. Like I said, they both do the same thing. So take your pick. Which one would you pick? Would you spend a little bit extra money and go with the xTool one? Or would you go with the Sculpt Foam one? And that is all I have to say about that. Until next time, thanks for playing. And now I gotta get to work. Woo! A place where we firmly believe you should fucking doors. And a warm, sloppy reach around goes around. I'm gonna fall on my ass one day doing that. Just woo! Ah!